Hey, Young and the Restless fans, we've got some serious drama to talk about today. The marriage between Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins is being pushed to the breaking point, and it's all because of Kyle's latest actions. Jack's faith in his son and his new wife is being tested, but now he's starting to point the finger at Diane. Could her influence over Kyle be causing all the chaos? And with so much tension between them, can Jack and Diane's marriage survive this storm? Stay tuned as we dive into the latest spoilers and analyze the future of this power couple in Genoa City. Let's start with Kyle Abbott, whose recent actions have left both his family and fans in shock. Kyle has been making questionable choices that have put him at odds with several people in Genoa City. Whether it's risky business decisions or strained relationships, his behavior has raised eyebrows, especially Jack's. Jack has always been a guiding force in Kyle's life, but lately he's started to wonder if his son's poor decisions are being influenced by someone else. Enter Diane. Diane Jenkins has a complicated history, and even though she's made great strides in redeeming herself since her return, there's a lingering question. Is she pulling the strings behind Kyle's behavior? Jack can't help but worry that Diane's presence in Kyle's life is stirring up old habits and pushing him in a direction that could lead to even more trouble. As Kyle's actions become more reckless, Jack begins to connect the dots and sees Diane as a potential influence. Jack has always been protective of his son, and the idea that Diane might be leading him down a dangerous path puts a strain on their marriage. Jack is starting to voice his concerns more openly, and this creates a growing rift between him and Diane. From Diane's perspective, she's simply trying to reconnect with Kyle and rebuild her relationship with him. But Jack fears that her approach, whether intentional or not, is steering Kyle toward risky decisions that could have major consequences. As Jack's frustrations boil over, he begins to lay the blame squarely on Diane. He's torn between his loyalty to his son and his love for his wife, and it's putting an unbearable strain on their relationship. Of course, Diane isn't one to take accusations lightly. She's worked hard to prove that she's changed, and she's determined to show Jack that she's not the villain in this situation. Diane believes that Kyle is an adult who makes his own decisions, and she doesn't think it's fair for Jack to blame her for what's happening. In fact, she's frustrated that after all the progress they've made as a couple, Jack would still doubt her motives. This leads to some heated confrontations between the two. Diane feels attacked and misunderstood, while Jack feels like he's watching his son spiral out of control. The trust they've worked so hard to build is starting to crumble, and the question is, will they be able to overcome this rough patch, or is it the beginning of the end for their marriage? The big question on everyone's mind is, can Jack and Diane's marriage survive this crisis? They've been through so much together, but this situation with Kyle is testing them in ways they didn't expect. Jack's protective instincts toward his son and Diane's desire to defend herself are clashing head-on, creating a storm that could be difficult to weather. There's also the added pressure of outside influences. People like Phyllis and Ashley have never fully trusted Diane and may seize this opportunity to drive a wedge between her and Jack. If Jack continues to blame Diane for Kyle's actions, and if Diane feels like she's constantly defending herself, their marriage could be on shaky ground. At the same time, Jack and Diane have a deep connection, and they've overcome the odds before. If they can find a way to communicate and understand each other's perspectives, there's still hope for them to move past this. But that's easier said than done, especially with Kyle's ongoing drama casting a shadow over their relationship. So what's next for this complicated family dynamic? Kyle's choices will continue to create shockwaves throughout Genoa City, and how Jack and Diane handle the fallout could make or break their marriage. Will Kyle realize the damage he's causing and try to make amends? Or will his downward spiral continue, driving an even deeper wedge between Jack and Diane? One thing's for sure, this storyline is far from over. With so many moving parts, the Abbott family is in for more drama, and we'll be watching every step of the way to see how it all unfolds.